Yo, 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 what up, what up, what up? Welcome back to another edition of Mike on Sports. I am your host. I go by the name of Mike Gross. Big ups to that 501-317 Little Rock, Indianapolis. We are in the building. Back with another one, man. Back with another one. And we got news. Well, kind of, look, I don't want to say it's news, but I mean, something to report on. And I think we already knew that this was going to be in play with the success of Joshua Ruiz. But Eddie Hearn says he has been offered two more fights over in Saudi Arabia. I got the quotes and I'll bring them to you now. You know what I'm saying? Might as well go and get into it. Big ups to everybody out there in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Smash that thumbs up button. Let's do it. Let's do it. Bring you the big one first. Yes, sir. The response, it was so big for our country, and they just wanted to know where, when the next one is, Hearn said. The plan was for the future to bring more fights there. So already he's saying, man, before the fight was even, you know what I'm saying, taking place, the plan was to put more fights over in Saudi Arabia, man. Look, I don't know if I know the Saudi Arabia was a great place. You know what I'm saying? They had nice atmosphere. They had great hospitality. You know what I'm saying? The arena was nice, and it seems like fans really enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? But one thing that I have to take in consideration, you know what I'm saying? Like over in Saudi Arabia, you know what I'm saying? They got strict laws on drinking and things like that. So if you really want that to be a fight destination, in my opinion, you have to open your mind up. You know what I'm saying? Maybe turn that area of Diriyah into like the Las Vegas of the Middle East. You know what I'm saying? Where drinking and cannabis and things like that are legal. If you really want to draw in the casual boxing fan, because most boxing fans, you know what I'm saying, like to have a little beer or a little beverage, you know what I'm saying, with their event. And seeing as Saudi Arabia doesn't allow that yet, it may be maybe something to think about. They want us to come back maybe this year, somewhere else in the spring, and then maybe back to Diriyah in December. We will be looking to at staging two events as well as us. It presents massive opportunities for the fighters as well. Every fighter absolutely loved the week. The hospitality was first class. So many more to come. And I'm sure the fighters loved it over there, man. I know Timothy Bowden got a Phantom. You know what I'm saying? Fighters got their own training facilities. You know what I'm saying? AJ's was outside. Andy's was in the gym. So fighters got their own hotels and things like that. So I know the fighters loved it. You know what I'm saying? The hospitality probably was great. Didn't have to want for anything. Probably had cars to take you everywhere you need to go and things like that. So from a fighter's perspective, I can see why you would want to go back there and possibly, you know what I'm saying, make a cornerstone in the boxing community. You know what I'm saying? Saudi Arabia, for all intents and purposes, like seemed to be a success when it was over there. So big ups to Saudi Arabia, man. Hopefully we'll get another fight over there. Like I said, the only hiccup that I got about it is there's no drinking, man. You know what I'm saying? People want to have a good time when they go to sporting events, and not to have any drinking really gonna turn off a lot of fans. Um, the ties between Matchroom and Saudi Arabia were strengthened this month when World Snooker agreed a deal to stage a world ranking tournament in Riyadh next October. The chairman of World Snooker is Barry Hearn, Eddie's father, who is also the chairman and founder of Matchroom. So that right there, man, tells you they're making an investment in Saudi Arabia. They're also staging a snooker tournament. Now, look, I don't know what the fuck snooker is. I don't know what it is, but I know Matchroom is invested in snooker, and if they can put a snooker tournament over in Saudi Arabia, then that means we can expect more Matchroom level events, maybe darts over in Saudi Arabia, maybe the little snooker and boxing and things like that. So we'll definitely see. And the last little quote that I got for you guys is, regular shows in Saudi Arabia would extend Matchroom global brand even farther, which I do agree. If you get into another region, it definitely influence the people in that region, and maybe you know what I'm saying, spring up some kind of boxer or boxers that may have a good chance in the future of being a legitimate world challenger or a legitimate world champion. They already have deals for regular shows in the UK, United States, Mexico, and Italy. So look, man, and as well as their annual show in Monaco. Gotta admit, man, Matchroom brand is pretty strong with the shows in the UK, in Mexico, and Italy. I thought that they had something in Spain. I thought for sure, but in Monaco every year they have that set up. So Matchroom has a lot of different avenues to take their place in boxing. Last week they staged the first show in Spain, which you see I was right, and Barcelona with several expected next year. So they're branching out in Spain, man. Like boxing, more so than any other sport, is international. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no national. Well, I don't say that there's no nationalism, but there's no Pacific region when it comes to boxing. You know what I'm saying? You got boxing in the Middle East, you got boxing in America, Canada, Mexico, UK, Australia, New Zealand. Boxing is more than any other sport, a global sport. So I'm glad to see Matchroom, you know what I'm saying, just building the brand even more, guys. Say what you want to about Matchroom and the zone, you know what I'm saying, and your opinions, but they're good for boxing, you know what I'm saying? They're really taking boxing by uh by the horns and putting it at the forefront, you know what I'm saying? Like more so than any other platform um in the US. Like look at ESPN, like they have UFC, basketball, football, so they got a lot of different sports over there. Boxing on the zone and boxing on Matchroom is like their primary thing. Like I know the zone has Bellator, but we gotta admit, man, the zone boxing gets way more views than Bellator. I know Fox and Showtime, but Showtime really hasn't been doing a good job. And Fox is making a big time investment with their weekly PPC show and things like that. So I gotta say Fox is right along in that too. But on a global spectrum, nobody's doing it like Matchroom. With several expected next year, and expansion into Germany on the back of the zone deal there is also planned, but have been delayed for time being. So they're looking at Germany too, man. And you gotta admit, man, like the event in in total was a success. You know what I'm saying? Like look at the arena. The arena looked good, man. Look at that. Like the for 15,000 seat stadium, and the Prince having his own little VIP section. I mean, that ain't bad in what 4 months, 3 months. You know what I'm saying? That's not bad at all. It was a great atmosphere. The fans loved it. And shit, we loved it. Watching, you know what I'm saying? Those columns, in my opinion, were very standoutish. I like the Clash of the Dooms columns, you know what I'm saying? Having that little theatric there for the people at home. It makes the viewing viewing at home a little bit more better, you know what I'm saying? A little bit more inside. Appreciate that Southside Deuce. Know what it is. And then look at AJ. Look how happy AJ was over in Saudi Arabia. You can't forget, you know what I'm saying? I think AJ has a Muslim background, so being over in Saudi Arabia is like right down his alley, and competing in front of people, you know what I'm saying, that's like minded like him. It has to mean a lot to him. Like he's all smiles, happy, giving thumbs up, and I'm sure AJ would love to go back to Saudi Arabia and get some more of that big money. You know what I'm saying? Now we gotta think: is AJ the only fighter that Matchroom is willing to like part with over in Saudi Arabia? Like, is that the only guy that's going to be able to get that Saudi Arabia exposure? Will Amir Khan be one of those guys? Can we get Amir Khan and Kell Brook over in Saudi Arabia? You know what I'm saying? Big up to my guy Brandon Maurice. Can we get a Dillian White fight over in Saudi Arabia? Like, what other big names besides AJ does Matchroom has? Is Usyk a big enough name to get in Saudi Arabia? I doubt it. I'm not, you know what I'm saying, quite sure of that. But a fight with Khan and Brook definitely makes sense over in Saudi Arabia. AJ next fight definitely makes sense over in Saudi Arabia. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing with Matchroom, you know what I'm saying? Like, they have a lot of dates and a lot of different avenues and venues, but when you get past AJ and you really start peeling the layers back, they don't have a deal with Amir Khan. You know what I'm saying? Amir Khan is fight by fight, and he did his own thing. His last fight with Billy Dibb, they don't have a deal with Dylan White. Dylan White fight by fight. You know what I'm saying? So Matchroom has the avenues, but do they have the inventory to satisfy all these different avenues? Because you got to remember, they got partnership with the Zone. They got to make the Zone happy. How happy would the Zone be putting another fight on in Saudi Arabia with it coming on during the daytime, which we all know can affect streaming numbers? You know what I'm saying? They got to look out for Sky's best interest. You know what I'm saying? How many times does Sky want to sacrifice AJ going over to Saudi Arabia and not having him on the country's flagship network? A lot of different variables, you know what I'm saying, going into making all this work. But if anybody show you that he could do it over time, is Eddie Hearn. You know what I'm saying? Pulled out. He got Tycum in there. Wasn't a great fight, but you know what I'm saying? AJ won and it salvaged the event. Lured Joseph Parker in for a unification. When Big Baby had his mishaps, Eddie Hearn came with Ruiz, which turned out to be wonderful for AJ's career. No matter what you say, that loss, in my opinion, built his brand more so in the United States than a destructive first fight KO victory would have been. So I definitely think that if anybody can, you know what I'm saying, make every platform happy is Eddie Hearn, but it's still going to be uh, left to be shown because, like I said, man, when you get past AJ, ain't many guys on that roster that's really gonna move the needle, and the Saudi Arabia just want to be paying for lackluster, mediocre fights. I know they don't get many fights over there, so maybe the crowd would be more intense and things like that. But you gotta admit, like, hey, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it, man. AJ is a flagship fighter, and he's gonna be stretched three ways: the Zone, Matchroom. I mean Sky, and Saudi Arabia, like all those are in different territories, and all those people have different interests. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. But look, man, let me try something right quick. I want to try something. See, can I make this happen right quick? Dun dun dun. We're gonna try and see can we start taking some callers. Just get your opinion about this shit, man. I should have opened my damn Skype a long time ago before I went live. But you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you do shit backwards, and you got to make the best out of doing shit backwards. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I'm gonna put my Skype info in the chat. If you want to call in and give your take on this shit, you can, man. I don't give a damn. I'm just rocking out, chilling right now. Definitely, definitely, definitely. And big ups to everybody out there watching, you know what I'm saying, out there in the chat. I appreciate it, you know what I'm saying. Smash that thumbs up button. Let me open up the Skype and we can start getting to these people on the phone. Let me get my little Skype information so I can put it in the chat. Yeah, man, but I like Eddie, you know what I'm saying. Eddie's a good guy. He's good for boxing. I just think that with all with all that is going on, Saudi Arabia has to be like ecstatic, you know what I'm saying, that they can possibly get a fight again. The Khan Brook fight makes more sense than any other fight. Uh we seen Khan fight over there against Billy Dibb, so that fight definitely makes sense. And hopefully, shit, they put Khan and Brook over there. I know Brook's been wanting that fight for a while and things like that, but Khan hasn't been like seeming to like want to give it to him. But I think if the money's right, you know what I'm saying, then we can definitely get a fight from Brook and Khan over in Saudi Arabia. There y'all go, man. I just put my little Skype thing in the chat. If you want to be a part of the show, you know what I'm saying, you can add me on Skype and just call in and I'll patch you through this thing. Let me fix that right quick. So you guys let me know. If you want to call in on Skype, just add Michael Gross on Skype. I just put my Skype information in that thing, so he won't fight Brook, mate. You don't think he will? You don't think if they offer Khan enough money, he will consider taking that Brook fight? I think he would. Honestly, like I really think he would consider it. I mean, what does Khan really have to lose? You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, he's getting towards the end of his career and things like that. So him fighting him fighting Brook is not a far fetched idea. You know what I'm saying? I think he just don't want Brook to have that win over his head. So it's kind of go both ways. You know what I'm saying? But if the money right, you know what I'm saying, that to a guy who already lost, that don't mean shit. That don't mean shit. But there you go, man. If you want to add to the conversation, I put my little Skype in there. If not, then we about to bounce out this thing. Eddie Hearn talking about going back. Canelo versus Triple G trilogy. I think Golden Boy has the front foot on that because Canelo is a Golden Boy fighter. I know Triple G works with Matchroom, but well, now look, we did see Oscar say that he wants Canelo to fight over there, so maybe they could do like some kind of joint thing with Matchroom, where Triple G is with Matchroom and Canelo's with Westcott. So that might make sense, and it definitely makes business sense if you're Eddie Hearn and Matchroom for sure. Triple G's been wanting that fight for a while, and we've seen the people in Saudi show interest in that fight in particularly. So definitely a good fight. But yeah, man, if you want to be part of the conversation, add Michael on Skype. I just put my information in the chat. If not, I'm gonna give it like 2 more minutes and let me see. There we got one. Benjamin. All right, Benjamin. Give me a second, Big Ben. Let me get you on the horn. Allow Ben. Yo, yo. But yeah, man, I think it's definitely worth the poor Ben. I guess he didn't want to be part of the convo. But yeah, man, this cross the boss. Yes, it is. Who the fuck is this? I gotta get this shit better set up, boy. I'm all out of whack. Accept. Hey, Stewart. Got you accepted, big dog. All right. But yeah, man, I'm of the mindset that I'm just I'm just wondering, man, like, does this prevent us from getting that Wilder fight that we want? Like, because looking at everything, like, how willing is Wilder gonna want to go over there, and how willing are they gonna want to disclose the whole purse to Wilder? We seen them not want to disclose the purse to Ruiz. Like, they been tight about AJ Purse from the beginning. So, does this put the Wilder fight at a distance, seeing that they may want to go back to Saudi Arabia and do can the Saudi? I mean, I ain't gonna say can they afford because we all know they can. Can they get Wilder and AJ over there? Can they convince PBC and Al Heyman that they maybe be the best spot for that fight? I don't think so. I don't think so because of the actual pay per view in America. Pay per view in America, you know what I'm saying, can stretch a long way into a lot of different places and a lot of different homes. So that's got to be taken in consideration too. You know what I'm saying? What did Tyson Fury say? Man, I don't know what the fuck, nigga. I know you're say, man, how you see perceptions, music? I don't know. But anyway, man, yeah, man, that might be the only little hiccup that I feel like may put the Wilder and Joshua fight in jeopardy. But that's a fight that has to happen. That has to happen. And the money will be right if they're fighting in Saudi Arabia. Well, we've seen Saudi pay for Ruiz, so if they pay for AJ Ruiz, they'll definitely pay for Wilder and Fury and AJ, all that shit. So I don't. I'm still of the mindset. How willing is PBC and Al Heyman and Wilder's team going to be willing to do ball if that situation actually happened? But yeah, man, this has been Mike on Sports. I ain't gonna keep on going on and on. Thanks for everybody listening. Till next time, y'all know what it is. If you want to support the channel, you can do so right there. If not, smash that thumbs up button, tell a friend to tell a friend, and we'll be back at it. Peace out. Yes, sir.